Hello everyone, it's Cameron and welcome to another video. Today, I know I'm a bit late to the topic of this video, but I felt like I wanted to give my take on it and just kind of talk about it because people who follow the channel know that I'm a big fan of the artist I'm about to talk about. And it is, of course, I'm going to talk about the new forthcoming Bruce Springsteen box set called Tracks 2, The Lost Albums. So we're going to talk about the kind of background behind this box set, when it's going to be coming out, and kind of the content that's on this this box. So anyway, now fans will remember that back in 1998, Bruce Springsteen went through his vault, what he could find in the vault, and put out this box set called Tracks. And this was a 4 CD set of previously unreleased material, of like from 1972 in the early days of Great Nasby Park up to that point in 1995, which was like the last one was like the Ghost of Tom Joad era sessions, or the Greatest Hits kind of era sessions. And this was, for fans, this was a kind of big release because it was the first time that they were getting these songs in kind of studio quality, because some of these recordings had been out before, but they were in inferior quality as a bootleg. So for a lot of fans were pleased that they were getting this release at the time, that they were getting some of these songs in official studio quality. And then in 1999, before the kind of reunion tour was to kick off, he released the highlights called 18 Tracks, and the CD and LP I've just showed were basically a highlights version of the Tracks box set. So for some fans this was probably been good, because for those that couldn't maybe afford the Tracks box set at the time, we're getting some of these songs. But for some, there were 3 songs that didn't make that box set that are on here, which were Trouble River, The Fever, and The Promise. And The Promise was a song that he'd re-recorded for this. He'd originally, I think, written this back in 1976 as like a Fault to Thunder Road, and for the early stages of the Fault to Born to Run before the lawsuit, and then the Darkness album. The Fever, which was a song from I think 72, 73. Or maybe later, and Trouble River was a song from the 1990 Human Touch sessions. So that's my CD version of it there, and here's the vinyl version, which is a double record. This is a 2020 reissue of that. So there's that one, and the collection of 18 tracks is really good. I haven't heard the whole Tracks box set, but the 18 Tracks album I think is pretty good. A lot of really good unreleased songs on here. But then in the intervening years, Bruce has since put out The Rising in 2002, Devils and Dust in 2005, Secret Session in 2006, Magic 2007, Working on a Dream in 2009, Wrecking Ball in 2012, High Hopes in 2014, Western Stars in 2019, Letter to You in 2020, and of course the Only Strong Survive album in 2022. And in between that, he also put out box sets for the Darkness album, which had, in 2010, complete unreleased songs from the Darkness sessions in 77 to 78. And then in 2015, he put out the River box, and that had a CD of unreleased River outtakes, as well as the songs that had been on the track set as well. But then, in 2017, during an interview with Variety magazine, he said, "We've made many more records than we released. Why didn't we release those records? I didn't think they were essential. I thought they were good. I might have had fun making them, but over my entire work life, I felt like I released what was essential at a certain moment, and what I got in return was a very sharp definition of who I was, what I want to do, what I was singing about. And I still basically judge what I'm doing by the same set of rules." And then in kind of 2022, during the interview of Only the Strong Survive, I think he was asked about a Tracks 2 box set, and he said, "I have a box set of 5 unreleased albums that are basically post-1988. People look at my work and go in the 90s and go, the 90s wasn't a great decade for Bruce. He was kind of doing this. He wasn't in the E Street Band. I actually made a lot of music during that period of time. I actually made albums that, for one reason or another, the timing wasn't right or whatever, and I didn't put them out." And then on April Fool's Day, of all days, April 1st of this year, 2025, there was like a little hint that there was something coming, and it said April 3rd, and there was like a little thing that said Thrill Hill, which was Bruce's like home studio for many years. Thrill Hill recording, 1983 to 2018, and that made fans think that there was something coming. And then, bang on, come April 3rd, there was the announcement that the Tracks 2 box set was coming out on June 27th, 2025, this year. So we're a bit away into the new release, and there was a trailer that basically said with Bruce saying that he reads about having this lost period of the 90s, but he was actually recording in the 90s, and during the COVID pandemic, Bruce went through all the recordings that he had done, the unreleased albums, and just basically started working on them. And even worked on them in between, like the Only the Strong Survive project and of course, the tours, the last two tours of 2023 and 2024, which I actually went and saw Bruce on that tour. I saw him at Murrayfield Stadium in May of 2023 on that tour. It was a fantastic concert, really great concert. And I've actually been to see Bruce twice, as I should say. So yeah, the albums that are part of the set, it says here on the front, and that's the front cover. I like the front cover with like the kind of, looks like a tape box. Looks very cool. Are LA Garage Sessions 83, so basically around about the time in between Nebraska and Born in the USA. Streets of Philadelphia Sessions, which are like from the 90s era, 94 probably. Faithless, Somewhere in the North of Nashville, which was later redone on Western Stars. Yo, Twilight Hours, and Perfect World. And the track they've announced from this set is from the Perfect World album, and it's called Rain in the River. Actually quite a good song, I actually quite like it. I'm not too sure where the era of the albums kind of fall, but the box set says it consists of the albums from 1983 up to 2018. So, yeah. It's available on vinyl, but it's like £300 as a vinyl box set. And get this, the CD box set is £250. It's now gone down to £229 on Amazon. I'm a Bruce fan, but I am not willing to pay that kind of money for that box set. Obviously, I would like to have the unreleased albums, but that's not going to be possible for me. But they have announced a kind of highlight CD with select songs from the album, and I have pre-ordered that on CD. Vinyl's like £37. I'm going to wait till the vinyl drops a bit before I pre-order that one. And when I want the box set, as much as I would love to have the box set, I don't know if it's going to be possible for me to own it. I will have to wait until the price goes down significantly, probably, to get the set. But the songs in the box set, like, there's one called Follow That Dream, which was originally an Elvis Presley song, on an Elvis Presley movie song, and Bruce had played it live during the course of the River Tour in 81, and there are recordings of that surfaced, live recordings, but there's long been known a studio recording of that song, and now we're going to get one. Johnny Bye Bye, which appeared on the track set in 98, but I think it might be a different version. County Fair, that appeared on the Essential Bruce Springsteen set, on the bonus CD of that in 2003. A version of My Hometown, which might be an alternate version as opposed to Born in the USA. And there's a version of Shut Out the Light, which was on the tracks box set, but that might be a different version. And on the Streets of Philadelphia Sessions CD album, there's a song, The Secret Garden. And The Secret Garden was on the Greatest Hits album in 95. But this might be a different version to the one that appeared on the Greatest Hits. I do think that could be the case. On the same album, there's a song called The Little Things, and that might make me think that it could be a song called It's the Little Things That Count, which has appeared on live releases from the Live Archive series on the Ghost of Tom Joad tour. Jenny Don't You Lose Heart is on an album called Somewhere North of Nashville, and so is Stand On It. And they might be reworkings or redoings of some songs, I'm not too sure, maybe alternate versions, I'm not quite sure. But that could be the case. We'll need to wait and see when this comes out. On some of the tracks, like I'll Stand By You, that's a song that he did initially was going to do for the Harry Potter film, and then it ended up in the Blinded by the Light film, which was a film of kind of songs of a film set with the songs of Bruce Springsteen, and it was like the end credits of the film, and as well on the soundtrack album, I'll Stand By You. That's a really good song. Again, that might be a different recording, or maybe that was the album it was also intended for, I'm not sure. That's on an album called Twilight Hours. And on Perfect World, there's a song called Idiot's Delight, which I think he collaborated on that one with another artist. I can't remember. But Rain in the River is the one that's just been announced, and that's quite a good song. So yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to hearing that there may be some more songs announced in between now and June. So that'll be quite interesting to see. And of course, this is quite interesting as well that this release is coinciding with Bruce's next tour, which is starting next month in May in Manchester on this tour. So he might do some songs on this tour. I'm not sure if any members of the E Street Band were involved in the initial recordings. I think they probably were, but we'll probably find that out when, as I say, the box set comes out and we'll get to see all the information and all the details with that. But yeah, I think it's a good release, but again, the only downside is the price, and yeah, I think it's a bit much. You know, I'm a big Bruce fan, as everybody knows. People who watch my videos know I'm a big Bruce fan. But yeah, I don't think I would pay £250 for that kind of big box set. I would wait maybe until they significantly drop the price. The cut-off for me would be about £90 for that kind of box set, or that's the kind of cut-off for a box set for me is £100. CD box set £100. That's for me is the kind of cut-off with the way I like to buy CD box sets. But, you know, I think hopefully I'll probably get the box set if it's affordable or reasonable priced and eventually. It might be, once it's out and if sales aren't too well, they might reduce the price. Who knows? We need to wait and see. But again, I think it's really good that this is coming out. I think it's great that it's coming out. It's something that fans have kind of known about, but it's never come out for whatever reason or another. But yeah, I think this is quite a good release. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to hearing these songs. You know, you like to hear any unreleased songs from people, whether it's, you know, Bruce, or whether it's Tom Petty, or whether it's Bob Dylan, or whether it's Elvis Presley, you know, whoever it may be. You always would like to hear unreleased songs from your favourite artists that have been sitting in a vault for so long and for whatever reason or another haven't yet come out. So yeah, I think it's good that this is coming out, and I'm quite looking forward to it actually. And as I say, I've pre-ordered the Highlight CD, which is called it's called Lost and Found, Selections from the Lost Albums. I pre-ordered that CD, so yeah, I'm quite looking forward to hearing some of those songs. And you know, as I say, I'll go to YouTube and Spotify to hear the entire Unheard albums. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video, and that's just kind of my take on it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're going to get the box set, let me know, or if you're quite interested as well, let me know. And just, yeah, if you have a comment, please leave it down below. But, you know, just keep the comments nice, and don't, you know, keep the opinions civil, you know, because as I always say, you know, I always have a, you know, I respect your views and opinions on whatever you feel on certain, you know, videos I discuss, and yeah, that's alright. So, yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. All that's left to say is, thanks for watching, and see you again for the next video.